How's it going, guys? It's Aaron here. And in this video, I'm going to review how Google Ads work now in 2022 and how it's going to be working in the future. And I'm going to reveal some big secrets that can drastically improve your Google Ads campaign performance. We all know that Google Ads from just a year or two ago is very much so different than Google Ads now in 2022. And if you don't keep up with the changes, then it's going to lead to your campaign performing worse, less leads coming in, and overall less money in your pocket. However, you landed on this quick video, so you're going to know the up-to-date strategies with Google Ads and what to do to keep your campaign performing well, or get it to be performing well if it's not performing well right now. The best thing about it is none of these strategies are hard to do, and the fact that you landed on this video means that you have the technical skills to actually implement these strategies and improve your Google Ads campaign. So overall in this video, I'm going to give a quick overview of how Google Ads works, the direction that Google is heading, some quick tips that you can do today so that way you can be heading in the same direction as Google and keep your campaigns and Google Ads profitable. So before we get into it, if you like videos like this or you want to see more videos just like this one, be sure to leave a like and definitely hit the subscribe button below so you can stay up to date on when I post new videos just like this one. They're going to be a lot of Google Ad focus related videos coming up, so you definitely want to stay up to date for that. And also leave in the comments below any questions you have about Google Ads, whether it comes to keyword research, making ads, what's the best thing to do. Let me know in the comments below and I will be sure to answer them as fast as I can. I'm the one who personally responds to them, so you're going to get a direct answer from me. Okay, so let's start with a quick minute overview of what Google Ads actually is. So what Google Ads is, it's actually a intent-based bidding advertising platform, meaning that people are searching for a specific product or service, and you are going to show up in front of that person who is intending on buying that product or service or learning more. And when it comes to the bidding system, that means you are bidding for that click. So of course you're going to have competitors around you, and you guys are going to all be in what's called an auction, and that auction is based on the maximum bid that you're willing to pay, and also based on your quality score, which is pretty much just overall how well your ads have performed in the past or how well they're performing now. So that combined makes your bid, and if you have a higher bid than let's say a competitor, you're going to appear over them, and then if a person clicks on your ad, then you're going to pay that cost per click overall. And as long as you are 1 penny above the competitor, you're going to show up either above the competitor, or you're going to show up over the competitor, or not at all because maybe their bid is not high enough. So it's a very quick and broad overview of how the Google Ads auction works. So what is the direction that Google is heading? So as most of you guys are probably aware, and some of you guys can probably assume, Google has a very complicated algorithm that it uses to determine who gets placed where, what bids show up higher, like how much to charge for this keyword, for this click, etc., etc. We know that this algorithm can be very complicated, and Google has invested a lot of time, effort, and money into trying to perfect this algorithm for its advertisers. So the direction that Google is going is for you to depend more on the algorithm and take and overall get less control of your overall Google Ads campaign. So what do I mean by that? So we can see examples of this happening when Google gets rid of specific things that allow you to have more control. So way back when, Google had something called broad match modified keywords, which works the same way as phrase match, except that the words can be in any order, and Google got rid of that, and they just said they included it in phrase match overall. And more recently, Google got rid of expanded text ads, which were static ads that as what you had in headline 1 was headline 1, what you had in headline 2 and was at headline 2, so on and so forth. If you look on your recommendation page, you can probably see that Google is recommending you to do automated bidding. Every time you try to do manual bidding, they're saying that you're going to get lower performance and all that stuff. They're trying to get you away from that. So we can see here with recent evidence, and probably what's going to be happening down in the future, is that Google is going to be trying to take away more control from you, because they think that their algorithms know better, and that they can make better decisions than us humans can. And they're kind of right on that because they have millions of data points on people, and they know what people, they know more behind the search than just the keyword alone. They know a lot about the user behind that search as well. So overall, they have very high confidence that because of all the data they have, they can show your ad to the right person at the right time, which can be a good thing. And the algorithm is very good at doing that. But just like any computer algorithm, it makes mistakes. And we can't say for certain that this algorithm is completely 100% perfect. I'm sure there's times where automated bidding has completely missed the mark and overall has led to not the greatest results for a specific advertiser. So overall, how do we adapt to these changes of Google trying to take away more control from you and giving more control to the Google Ads platform automation algorithm system, whatever that is? So how I go about doing it and how I recommend you go about doing that is head in the same direction that Google is. I found that the more control that I try to keep, the worse my ads actually do perform, and then the more control that I do give away, the better my ads actually do perform. But however, I don't give control away all at once. I let the leash looser a little bit, after time, after I see the data come in. So overall, you want to start, giving away some control to the algorithm, but not all at once. You want to do it slowly. You want to do it step by step, and you want to systematically test it. If something is going haywire, you can stop it immediately without, completely, thwarting the whole entire campaign and stuff like that. So that's the direction Google is heading, and how I think you can head in the same direction as Google, so that way you can keep your ads profitable. So let's get into the big secrets that can drastically improve your performance. And it is going to be related into heading in the same way as Google in terms of automating it. And I'm going to explain overall how to test these specific ideas. So that way, after you test them, you can decide if it's better for your campaign or not to keep it automated, or, hold on to control a little bit, gather some more data, and then give away a little bit more control to Google, because the automation system can work very well for your campaign, but it needs to have enough data in order for it to make the best decisions for your specific Google Ads campaign. So one secret that can dramatically boost your Google Ads results is, reevaluating your bidding strategy that you use for Google Ads. If you go into your campaign settings, you can see that you have a bunch of different bidding strategies that you can choose from all the way. A lot of them are automated, and then you have, of course, the trusted manual CPC and enhanced cost per click. So I started with enhanced cost per click, and I set bids accordingly based on my keyword research. I know people start off with maximize clicks, but for me, when I've started out with it, the campaign started off very slow. It didn't really get much clicks until like 3 or 4 days, or sometimes even 5 days. And then sometimes the clicks, even though I set a bid click limit of like $20, I would get a cost per click of like around $18, $19 overall. And I know for the industry that I'm working with, the cost per click isn't always that high, so I'm not really sure if it's maximizing my clicks. But I know it works for some people, especially if you don't really want to do the keyword research. I personally don't start out with maximize clicks, but I know it's a very tried and true strategy. You can always test it for yourself, and then if you're not getting much clicks, you can go back to enhanced cost per click, which is what I do sometimes on my campaigns. But from going forward, I usually just start with enhanced cost per clicks, and I set a reasonable bid, so that way I can start getting clicks and data pretty fast. However, I don't keep my campaign on enhanced cost per click. After I get around 20 to 30 conversions throughout the month, then I switch to maximize conversions, and I will set a target CPA of a little bit higher than what Google recommends to give Google more wiggle room when it comes to that. So when I do this can really dramatically improve my conversions. This is an automated bidding system where Google's going to try to maximize the amount of conversions that you get with your budget. And now with my 20 to 30 conversions that I've gotten, through my enhanced cost per click, the automated system has some data to work off of. And with that data, they can use it to find more people who can convert. And it has worked very well for me. There are some campaigns that were very slow with enhanced cost per click. And when I switched them to target CPA, after around 2 or 3 days, they started to drive more conversions to my campaign. So that's how I start my bidding system. That is one big secret, is reevaluating your bidding system. And if you haven't tried automated bidding, definitely give it a go. The key tip number 2 is responsive search ads and overall how to handle them. So they're here to stay. Leave a like if you miss the expanded text ads, but responsive search ads are here to stay. So here's how to make the best of them. So you can make up to 15 headlines and 4 descriptions. I recommend filling up all the different spaces. Don't just make 5 or 6 headlines. You want to max it out. You want to give Google as much different headlines as possible, as much descriptions as possible. Now comes the next question of whether do you pin or not to pin. That's the question. I like to pin my ads, but I pin multiple ads. So I have multiple headlines pinned at pin 1, multiple headlines pinned at pin 2, and then a couple different headlines pinned at pin 3, because they don't show all the time. So I'm not as focused on headline 3. So if you max it out, I usually like to do 6 headlines pinned to headline 1, 6 headlines pinned to headline 2, and then the rest, which I think is like 3, pinned to headline 3. And then the descriptions I just leave unpinned. And when I tested this, these perform slightly better than when I completely unpin it. And when I look at the results of my completely unpinned headlines, the headlines seem kind of robotic. It's like I don't like how the headlines kind of come out. That's why I do like pinning, so I can see, okay, these headlines are good at headline 1, these headlines are good at headline 2, and then these headlines are good at headline 3. I recommend you doing that, but I would test it, of course. I would do the pinning system that I just recommended, and then I would duplicate that ad and then try an unpinned system where all the ads are completely unpinned, and see the results that you get from there. And then of course, after around 2 or 3 weeks, look at the data and then go with the one that gives you the better conversion. The third secret to keeping your Google ads profitable and to ensure that you're hitting the same way of Google ads is all about your keywords. So you've probably seen that Google is trying to push you to try broad match keywords. So in my personal experience, I have tested that. I made an experiment with, I duplicated the campaign, and overall I experimented with just all broad keywords in that campaign. And they did bring in actually a lot of calls, but a lot of the calls weren't, as great of quality that I wanted them to be compared to the keywords that were just phrase match or exact match overall. So I recommend after you get some campaign data, after around a month or 2, look at the keywords that are doing well under your phrase and exact match before you do this. So try out, like I would say, 2 to 3 broad match keywords, put them in their own ad group or groups, and let them go, see the results, and make a judgment from there. If you're doing enhanced cost per click with this strategy, make sure you set your bids lower. If you are doing this strategy, if you're doing automated bidding, then you don't really have much control when it comes to that. So yeah, that's pretty much what you got to do. And try it out, see if it works for you. If it doesn't work, you can always just pause it and then keep using phrase match. But a big caveat that I want to say is, just because maybe that particular strategy doesn't work now, maybe 2 or 3 months down the line, it may work again. Like I was saying, Google Ads is intent-based marketing. So, if you have seasonality, new competitors come and go, there's a lot of different factors outside that can affect your performance with your Google Ads. So just because, maybe pinning works, now, but maybe 3 months from now, it's starting to not work. So you want to test unpinning. You want to keep testing these things, and you never want to really delete anything. So if you do try to all broad match keywords, or if you do try to do enhanced, if you do try a new bidding strategy, you can pause the automated bidding one and then, re-enable the old campaign that you have. So that is Google Ads in 2022 and 3 big secrets that can, drastically improve your performance. If you want to see my video on keyword research, you can click on the video that's on the end screen right now, and you'll be able to. I'll see you guys in that video. Take care.